Warriors, welcome to another important video. Before I get into this video, let me quickly discuss what's coming up. And what's coming up is my fourth book launch, October 2022. And if you want to be a part of the pre-launch team to the Essential Guide to Health Anxiety, please send me an email to endtheanxiety@gmail.com and you can be a part of that team. Very, very exciting. This book will be a game changer in the health anxiety world, and I can't wait for you to read it, my friends. In this video, I want to discuss 5 important ways to help you deal with evening anxiety, okay? Because what I want you to understand right now is that evenings can be very, very difficult because we are tempted into things that will make us feel better very, very quickly out of depletion. Anxiety sufferers go through the whole day fighting themselves on the inside, fighting people on the outside and circumstances and situations, fighting the unknown, fighting the uncertainty. It's incredible how much fighting an anxiety sufferer does. And many people who are not living in this internal place won't really understand what it's like to go through such a day of fighting, let alone years and years and years. So I've got a tremendous amount of empathy for you right now, but at the same time, as much as that empathy is there, I want to help you to get out of this state and into a state where you feel like there is no more fighting. You can live a life that has a certain degree of flow to it. You can leave things alone safely, and you can trust in the future that is in fact unknown at this very moment. So my friends, let's get into 5 ways that we can heal this evening anxiety. No, not helping people with stress. I'm talking about evening anxiety. Big, big difference. Number 1. Bring to mind the long-term consequences to the self-sabotaging nightly habits that you engage with, okay? So I want you to bring to mind what it's going to be like if in fact you continue to engage with these nightly habits that you engage with, that deep down you know are not helping you in your healing journey. Okay, I'm talking about video games, right? I'm talking about things like being around energy vampires, people that you bring over at night and you find that you're fighting them on the inside and out. I'm talking about things like junk food, engaging in processed food, putting all of that processed food in your body just so you can feel better temporarily. I'm talking about late night TV shows. I'm talking about drama shows and movies that don't show the system that, hey, it's time to wind down now. It's time to increase the melatonin that moves through the body so that we can prepare ourselves for a good night's rest. All of these things may temporarily make you feel alive and distance you from the anxiety that you felt throughout the entire day, but this kind of quick fix always comes with consequences. You must understand that. So temporarily, yes, the junk food, and yes, those people, and yes, the video games, and yes, the late night TVs, temporarily it may feel like you're disassociating from anxiety and you're disconnecting from that world, but it comes with a consequence, okay? And that consequence, more often than not, is the kind of sleep that isn't restful. So you wake up the next morning, even though you've slept 8, 9, 10 hours, feeling like you've been running a marathon all night long. Why am I not, refreshed? I just slept a tremendous amount of hours. I should be feeling better, right? And that carries on throughout the day, and it's a vicious cycle. So number 1, very, very important to bring to your mind, bring to your conscious awareness, the consequences that will come from continuing to engage in these kinds of acts, these kinds of habits in the evening, like I said, right? They'll make you feel good temporarily. They'll make you feel alive and away from anxiety. But again, it only prolongs your suffering. Number 2, replay the wins from the day in your journal, because your inner child down there is going, oh man, what a crappy day. Oh man, we should have done this differently. We should have said that differently to that person. We could have acted differently. Oh, we're just not good enough at things. We just weren't perfect and excellent enough in these areas. The inner child / subconscious mind will let you know of all the things that didn't go right and all the setbacks that you had prior to focusing on the wins that you had. So if you're not conscious, if you're not aware in that very moment and go, you know what? Why am I focusing on all these setbacks when I had a tremendous amount of wins throughout the day, right? So this will take a certain degree of conscious awareness to say, no, I refuse to allow my inner child to take me down a path where it feels like I need to live in. And that's called the addiction to suffering. The inner child wants to pull you into the addiction to suffering because that is connected to the blueprint that is your life between conception and around the age of 5. Between conception and 5, we created the blueprint of who we are and what life is like. So we cannot live our lives unconsciously and believe that we will heal an anxiety disorder. There must be a certain degree of conscious awareness over things that we have to change. And this is one of those things. So number 2 is get a journal. Just get a journal and write down your wins, okay? As silly as it may sound to your inner child going, that's not a win. What are you talking about? You just spoke up, like, it's not a big deal, right? Inner child saying, or you just surrendered to a sensation or symptom, big deal, right? I'm just gonna bring it right back again. As much as you may initially feel like these are not wins, they are huge wins, my friends. And it's very, very important that you write them down and bring them to your conscious awareness prior to sleeping, because this will have a definite and lasting effect on your sleep patterns and the way you wake up the next morning. So important. Okay, number 3, just prior to sleep, when you're kind of in between conscious and unconscious, you know, that time when it's absolutely vital to reprogram your subconscious mind and body when you're kind of dozing off, right around that time, it's important that you imagine how you want the next day to go. Okay, so there you are with your eyes closed and with great sensory detail. You're going, I want to wake up like a warrior taking on the day, right? You know, peace, love, and joy are within me. Peace, love, and joy are within me. I'm moving to the mirror and going, yeah, that's right. Peace, love, and joy are within me, right? So you're imagining those things prior to sleep, and then you're showering with a slow speed, being mindful of things. Heck, you may even be singing, right? Even though other people don't like it when you sing, you love it when you sing. So then you take on your day, driving to work, whatever it is you're doing, engaging with other people, all the way till your head hits the pillow at night, okay? So just prior to sleep, imagine how you want the next day to go in great sensory detail. And what that means is, what do you want to see happen? What do you want to hear? What do you want to feel the next day? Instead of unconsciously imagining the worst and what's going to show up the next day and all the threats that you have to kind of avoid, right? You want to consciously imagine the best. And this is a very, very important habit for any anxiety sufferer, because I believe that the imagination is so much more important than knowledge and gained information. The imagination is what really makes a difference in the subconscious mind and body. So when you can couple feelings with the imagination, your inner child is going, oh, I think he's trying to update our old belief systems. And you're going, yeah, right? So we need to find languages that the inner child understands. Logic usually doesn't do it. Rational thinking to some extent, right? Verbalizing and positive thinking and affirmations, yeah, it's not bad, but you're going to find that you're kind of on a hamster wheel, and you always tend to come back to that place of anxiety by utilizing these coping methods. But in terms of healing methods, utilizing the imagination and feeling with great sensory detail, that's a language that your body really understands, okay? So number 3, just prior to sleep, imagine how you want the next day to go. From morning till night, great sensory detail, right? Number 4, I love this one, and I would hug myself right now if it wasn't for this little microphone on my shirt. Take a few moments for a compassionate self-hug as you lay down. A compassionate self-hug, because we are so hard on ourselves. We don't even realize how hard on ourselves we are, right? And that self-hug will give us the permission to make mistakes. And so much of anxiety healing is that feeling of I'm making a mistake and allowing myself to do so. Because these things that we call mistakes aren't really mistakes. These are perfectionist acts coming from the inner child that believes that if it steps out of its boundaries, then that's a bad thing. Right? We will create conflict with other people, and it just doesn't align with who we are. It's all false. It's all a program. Okay? It's all conditioning. Okay? When it comes to anxiety, a lot of people don't realize that what they're thinking, okay, isn't really about thinking. It's more so about replaying the same ideas that bring you into a familiar state. And that state is called suffering. Okay? So whatever you think you're replaying, or the beliefs you have, or the feelings you have in your body, these are programs, like software programs in your computer. They have nothing to do with reality. You get to choose who you are today and how you see the world, just so you know. But just prior to sleep, take a few moments for a self-hug. Okay, say, it's okay to make mistakes. I love you unconditionally. Whether you succeed in this job or business or career or not, it doesn't matter. You are so loved and lovable. It doesn't matter if people agree with you or not. It doesn't matter if you make it up the chain, right, in the ladder system at work. It just doesn't matter. What matters most is that we form a new relationship with our own inner child. And our inner child needs to know that the most important approach to life is that life is a dance, or that life is a joke, right? And taking things too seriously all the time will only hinder your progress. So, self-hug, right? Self-hugs, very powerful and very important to your healing in more ways than you can ever understand. Number 5. I love this one. Takes practice, I understand, just like many of the skill sets that heal anxiety, it takes practice. But practice hearing your critical thoughts, but not emotionally becoming them. When you get to a point where you sit or lay down in the evening and you're having these ideas, right, run through your mind, and you feel it in your body, and you're sitting there and you're going, it is possible to observe these things from the outside, right? I don't have to be these things. I don't have to act these ideas. I don't have to move in line with these sensations. I don't have to distract myself from these symptoms. Imagine right now practicing hearing your critical thoughts from the outside, not from the inside, right? Not the way you've been doing it, but just kind of going, oh, there's an idea. There's an idea there. How silly is that idea, right? Okay, idea, right? Yeah, I know what you're trying to do here, right? I'm not falling for that inner child trap again, right? So it's possible, but it takes time, it takes patience, and it takes perseverance for you to listen to your critical thoughts from the outside. Not from the inside, thinking that you are these things and must act on them, but from the outside, right? It really is a very powerful skill set that you want to take time to master, my friends, because mastery is the goal. Not perfectionism, mastery. Mastery over your body more than anything through your mind is a very, very powerful approach to healing anxiety, right? And understand this, all of these evening habits to help you with anxiety, yes, will help you with anxiety, but you want to see them as lifestyle patterns, not just something that you do in order to take care of something or to delete something or to replace an old program that's running in your subconscious, right? You want to kind of delete that approach. You don't want to have that approach. You want to say, this is my new life. This is my new life. When evening comes around, I love doing these things because I love caring for myself, right? I am no longer going to be stuck in a world that wants to pull me back into stimulation at every turn. Yes, you may get that temporary boost of adrenaline and go, oh, this is really, really exciting. But what goes up must come down. Right? And when it comes down, I can tell you something from an anxiety experience, having years of these disorders, you come down pretty hard. So if you continue to engage in these normal habits that you think are nothing really special and they couldn't possibly be affecting you in terms of anxiety, they are, and they're doing so long term. So all of the things that I discussed today are what? Lifestyle patterns. That's right. This is a lifestyle. We're not doing these things to achieve something. You're not meditating in order to achieve inner peace. No. You're not reframing in order to take care of something. These are skill sets that you want to master and use when your intuition says it's the right time to do so for yourself. Remember that, my friends. And also remember that you are more than anxiety. And yes, October 2022, the Essential Guide to Health Anxiety is coming out on Amazon. Can't wait for you to read it. I love you all so very much. Have a wonderful day because you truly deserve it. Comment below.